come back with a new example, stuck at false. So here we have one more thing in the relation, one more thing here, stuck at false. So before that, I request you to give your attendance in the group chat. Yes. So here, stuck at false. So as we know that we have a stuck at 0 and stuck at 1. So totally what happened, the faulties are of two types only. Okay, two types. So in this circuit, so if you see on this circuit, what happened, we have the total number of faulty sites. Faulty sites in the sense, how many faulties are can be identified within this circuit. So you can see here 1, 2, okay, 3 for this wire, 4 at the D, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So totally 9 faulties can be cited within this circuit. Okay, within this circuit. So 9 into two possibilities in that sense, stuck at 0 and stuck at 1. So totally 18 faulties can be treated. Okay, 18 faulties in the sense, you can see here for each an input A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I. So totally all the branches we have. For all the branches, we have a two possibilities. Stuck at A stuck at 0, A stuck at 1, B stuck at 0, B stuck at 1. So like this up to I stuck at 0 and I stuck at 1. For all the possibilities we have taken at the one side, and for the inputs are x1, x2, x3. So three inputs we have. Three inputs we have written here, x1, x2, and x3 with the logic 0, 0, 0 to 1, 1, 1. Okay, and what will be the output of this circuit we have written here? Okay, that is what it is going to give an output on getting the logic. Finally, you'll be getting the logic of output with the equation. Okay, with the equation. So that is we have written as an output here, output indication. And here within this, now you can see the number of faulties which were identifying and what is the output of each and every logic. Okay, for 0, 0, 0 at stuck at 0. So for this line, if this is stuck at 0, if the line is stuck at 0, for the input of 0, 0, and 0, okay, 0 and 0, 0, what will be the output of y? That we have written here. Okay, 0. As the same way, zeros for the test pattern of 0, 0, 1, for the test vector pattern of 0, 0, 1, the output is set to be taken as 1. So like this, for all the possibilities we have written, for all the test pattern possibilities we have taken here. So within of all these combinations, so when we define what is a fault equivalency, what is the test pattern equivalency or dominancy, how we are going to define all these in the sense here we are going to represent it. So each and every indication, just, as you can see here, the gray indication represents for the response in deferring their output. Okay, deferring the output. That is what you can see 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 1, and but at the output side 1, 0, 1, 0. These two are deferred when the logic is set to be with all the test patterns and stuck at 0 for A input. Okay, stuck at 0 for A input. We have a change at 1, 1, 0 and 1, 1, 1. Okay, the gray indication is defining that the response from the output of all the test vectors what we have applied for this circuit, it is going to indicate it. Okay, so all the gray indications represents their output and the changes, that is what the faulties or the faulty behavior what we got from the output side. Okay, and in this we are going to define which is said to be a valid test vector. Okay, valid test vector. So which is said to be a valid test vector. So why? Because valid in the sense, so within of all these circuit, we have to identify with all the number of possibilities of faulties. We are going to represent which is said to be an faulty, a very less amount of faulties we got from the output side. So here we have an arrow indication which is said to be the faulty is said to be only one faulty at the D stuck at A1, E stuck at 0, and F stuck at 1. You have only one possibility of occurrence faulty at the output side. Okay, the deferred output at the output side. Okay, and the remaining you can see all are said to be same with respect to the general output. Only the change of one change output is said to be changed in the D, E, sorry, D stuck at 1, E stuck at 0, and F stuck at 1. Okay, only one possibility of occurrence is changed over here. Okay, that is what the detecting of necessary vectors. So these are said to be in the necessary vectors in the sense, this is what at the 0, 1, 1 we have one one output occurrence of the deferred over there. As the same way for this also, for E you have a 0, 1, 1 as a necessary vector. We can treat only the one difference, and the same thing here also, 1, 0, 0 is said to be a difference over at the output side. Okay, so that what happened, so within of all the number of possibilities, the deferred output can be separated, so that we can identify or we can rectify the circuit as a very efficient way, so that the time occurrence, the time delay will be reduced in the computation. Okay, and the remain next possibility what we see here in the sense. So totally like this, we have one total occurrences like this, one faulty, one deferred output or two deferred output. So two deferred output in the sense stuck at A0, A1. So we have a two deferred output, and one more also you can see here, and here also you can see the same deferred outputs of four deferred outputs for G stuck at 1, H stuck at 1, and I stuck at 1. Okay, so like this. So we have one, the necessary test vectors also will be compared with this vector term. Okay, with this vector term, you'll be comparing it. And here we have a relation, okay, collapsed fault with the equation. That is what 2 into primary outputs plus fault or fan out system, fan out stem plus gate inputs minus of inverters. Okay, so this is a relation we have to define the collapsed faults. Collapsed faults in the sense, we after reducing the number of faulties. Okay, on reducing the number of faulties, what happened, you can define what is the primary output. This is a primary output. The primary output, how we got in the sense, collapsed faults in the sense, that is what, as I said you on, if you have a one deferred output or a two deferred output or three deferred output, how we are going to identify in the sense based on the primary inputs. That is what primary input plus fan outs, okay, and gate inputs, each and every gate input, and inverter and the inverters. So where we have an inverter, that is what we can define for the collapsed faulties. And here you can see that term also, okay, which was said to be equivalent, fault equivalence. Okay, so totally we have an fault equivalence or 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0 for all the stuck at 0, D stuck at 0, and G stuck at 0. Like this, one equivalent we have. As the same way, one more equivalent we have here, G stuck at 1, H stuck at 1, and I stuck at 1. So like this, totally we have a 4 sets of equivalents within this outcomes. Okay, so on comparing all the results, what happened, you can identify 4 sets of equivalent